Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Keeves. Welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines. That's the one. I almost said Heartspiring. Cities Skylines. This is episode 5. Guess what? I took my own advice. I got myself some fucking Chinese food. I'm trying not to burp it all up. So good. Love some fucking Chinese food. Absolutely love it. And you know what that's going to do? That actually brings me to my rant of the video, and that is health. That is health. I've seen, well, you've seen it quite a bit now. This isn't something new. This is something that's been around for quite some time. But so many people nowadays associate weight with health, right? Weight with health, and they automatically assume you got a little fucking pudge on your belly. You got a little bit of, flab on your arm. You got a little bit bigger thighs. You got any of that shit, you're automatically unhealthy. And I call bullshit to that. I call massive amounts of bullshit to that. And I'll tell you why. There is a level in which your weight will affect your health, right? There is. However, there's two things it's going to do. It's either going to affect your cardiovascular system, so that talks about your arteries and that kind of shit. Is that cardiovascular? No, I don't know. It's going to affect your fucking bloodstream, right? So you have issue of heart disease and stroke, right? That has to do with weight. Those are two things. I've never seen any. Well, I'm sure it'll affect your other fucking things like breath and whatnot. However, like respiratory system. However, you have to be really fucking fat for that. For it to be like, I can't fucking breathe, right? And I'm sure there's risk of diabetes, all this other stuff that comes up with weight. However, I guarantee you that things like genetics play a much bigger role in someone's health than their weight. Guarantee you. And here's why. I think this. I know plenty of people perfectly weight-sized healthy, right? I'm talking like they go to the gym every day, very good, very healthy in a weight style, never been overweight, always been healthy with what they eat, made sure that what they eat was good food and all this other stuff, always active, all this other stuff, and absolutely riddled with health problems. My ex, for example, extremely beautiful woman, extremely healthy, fit like you wouldn't believe, thyroid issues, right? Iron deficiencies, wrist problem, like she had tendonitis in her wrist, all these other fucking things, like you wouldn't believe it. Me, I'm not fat. I don't view myself as fat. I am not thin either, and I do next to nothing in terms of physical fitness, like literally nothing. And I'm strong as a fucking horse. Like there's no way around it. I rarely ever get sick, and when it's sick, I like to call it the man cold, where it's like, I'm sick. When in reality, you're not really sick. You just kind of feel kind of down. Never get sick. Never get infections. Never get issues like that. Nothing. I never get any form of sick whatsoever in my life, and I do zero in terms of physical fitness. I eat anything I feel like. Doesn't bother me whatsoever, and I guarantee you, and I know a few people like this. This isn't just me. I'm taking one example here. I'm taking observations from my 30 odd years of existence into account here. Here's another example. My grandfather I had to think about that for a second. No, but my grandfather, he, is that a bird? What is that? That's a fucked up looking bird, man. It looks like a fart. Fart on the wind. Anyways, my grandfather smoked like a trooper. And unfiltered, straight up, nastiest tobacco. I swear to God, this stuff was like goddamn molasses, right? He smoked that till the day he died. He died when he was, I want to say, 80 something or another. I want to say late 80s. I barely know him because he lived in another country, right? But, yeah. The guy, he lived forever. He lived forever, and nothing. Absolutely nothing. And he didn't even die of, like, tobacco-related causes. He didn't even die of tobacco-related causes. He died, I'm trying to think exactly how he died, or what it was. It was prostate cancer. That's right, it was prostate cancer. But prostate cancer isn't, like, you don't get prostate cancer from fucking smoking, right? Lung cancer, heart disease, those kind of things, those come from smoking. Prostate cancer? No, completely different type of fucking cancer. You don't get that shit from smoking, right? Here he is. He died in, like, his late 80s from prostate cancer. Completely unrelated to his smoking. He also was fit like you wouldn't believe. But then again, he was a farmer. I also believe that stress is a big part about it as well. I find that you meet a very, very stressful person, they're going to be sick all the time. My mother is stressed out beyond belief. That woman's always sick. Love her to death. Great person. Wonderful lady. But god damn, she's always sick. Always. Because she stresses about everything. Literally everything. So, that's my take. That's my take on health in general. That's my view on health. I think that, like body mass index. I hate body mass index. I hate body mass index. I think it's absolutely retarded. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. You know, they take a bunch of weird ass measurements and are just like, oh, well, you're overweight. Right? When I was 16, fittest of my life, I was like, what, 195. I would run all over the fucking place. I was in great shape. Absolute excellent shape. I would run like 5-10 kilometers, no problem. All that other stuff. I got a job where I had to get a physical for the job, for the application. Went to the, got a physical from the doctor. The doctor says I was overweight. I was borderline obese. Borderline obese. That's the most fit I've ever been in my life. I am stupidly obese now, if that's the case. You know, fuck that doctor for that shit. But he looked at a body mass index chart and he's like, yeah, you're overweight. I almost told him to go fuck himself. I was like, excuse me? I'm not overweight. I don't care what your goddamn chart is telling you. I am not overweight. And that is, yeah. That is, I don't know. And I'm not blaming the doctors. The doctors don't have time to look at all. You know how much it fucking costs to figure out how healthy somebody actually is. You know, and I'm sure these doctors know it. I'm sure they know that 90% of your actual health is determined by genetics rather than a body mass index chart. Right? If you want a long life, you better hope grandma had a long life. You want a long life, you better hope to God that, your parents live long. That's how you're going to get a long life. Guarantee it. It's not going to be, I'm not saying that keeping healthy isn't a good thing. But it's not the be-all, end-all of health. right? I'm not saying jogging and running and doing all these other things, eating well, all this jazz is a good thing, but that doesn't dictate health, right? That doesn't, you see someone, I've seen it so many times where people are like, oh, um, what was it? Oh, right, um, the body shamers, right out there. I honestly don't care about anyone's physical appearance. I don't give a shit. It's not my business. Somebody's fat as fuck. I don't give a shit. Why should I? Why should anybody? Why should you give a shit if someone's fat? Honestly, if you give a shit that somebody's fat, go fuck yourself. I'm sorry. If you watching this channel requires me to say that, to shame people because of how they look, or their physical appearance, or their size, or any of that shit, if that's required for you to watch this channel, well, you can go eat dick. And not just a small dick, a big fat black dick. Honestly. Just eat it. Just munch on it. Shove it down your throat until you gag. Because, honestly, what gives anybody the right to think that they can dictate somebody else's life for any reasons whatsoever? Any reasons. I don't care if you're the fattest person on earth. My opinion, I'm not a medical doctor, right? If I was, I'd be looking at body mass index charts all the fucking time. But you know what? I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not someone who's in any kind of position to dictate anyone or to say to anybody that they should change their life for any reason whatsoever. I'm not in any position. I have no authority to do that. So why should I? So, I don't know why I went on that rant. Oh yeah, you'll see people who are just like, who are the anti-feminist crowds love to pull this one on. They're like, what's wrong with people being fit and looking good and all this other stuff? The feminists are trying to be like, talking about being happy about how you look and everything like that. I wish that both groups, the anti-feminists and the feminist crowd, would just take looks out of the whole fucking equation. Be happy with who you are, man. Be happy with your personality. Be happy with your choices. Be happy with are you a douche? Are you a douchebag? That kind of shit. Be happy with that. Yeah. Don't give a shit about how you look. Whatever. That stuff is so minor, in my opinion. So minor. It's so stupid, too. So stupid that people still give a shit about how they look in this day and age. It's fucking 2016. Why do you care? Why do you care how anyone else looks as well? Hey, look, the pipes are back. Why do you give a shit about what? And you know what? It's this extremist right that's kind of pulling out of nowhere. Extremist rightism is just exploding for no fucking reason. I don't know. It's because everyone thought they were stupid for so long. They're like, no, we're relevant. We're not stupid. Everyone still thinks extremist rightists are still stupid, but no, it's exploding out of everywhere. And now they're all like, extremism in general. Extremist leftists, extremist rightists. And what it's doing is creating this them versus us idea, feminists versus anti-feminists, social justice warriors versus the internet, fucking, them versus us all the time. Even myself, I've been known to be like, I hate fucking money and corporations and shit like that. So even I fall into that because it's part of our culture. But you'll see, like, you know, boo, atheists versus Christians, fucking Christians versus Muslims, Muslims versus everybody. Uh, it's them versus us. It's just exploding. It's going insane. Everyone's them versus us, using about everything, about everything. Um, Male versus female. Fucking genders is getting back into being a thing. I thought we were done with that. I thought we were done with that. You know? Thanks a lot, feminists. You brought that shit up again. I don't know. Is it, you know, racism, all this other stuff is all becoming extremism, them versus us all the time. I thought it was at this point where the human race just get their shit, like, stop, just stop being afraid of everyone who's different from you, but everything. Stop it, like, just chill out, man. Still chill out and watch some fucking Mitch Hedberg comedy. No one could get mad over watching that shit, right? I don't know. It's just it's insanity. Is what it is. It's insanity. And it's getting worse and worse. And I hate extremism at all levels. I hate extremism. As a man who was born in or raised in a religious home, I hate fucking extremism. Everything about it, because it creates terrible, terrible things. And I can spot extremism on any scale from a mile away, and it scares the bejesus out of me, because so much bad shit can happen can happen because of extremism. On any level. Any kind of extremism. Fucking weight shaming extremism, or whatever I don't even know what they call it. I don't know. Any kind of extremism is scary. And it's the idea of offensive. Everyone finds everything offensive. Everything is offensive. I'm offended by that. I'm offended by that. That's offensive. I'm offended by you. You're offending me. Yada yada yada. So on and so forth. Offensive. Being offended by something breeds extremism in my book. It breeds it. It is the staple in which extremism is built. And that scares me. If you find something offensive, just stop. Stop for a second and just be like, no, I don't want to be that kind of person. I don't want to be an extremist. Just sit back for a second and realize that in the grand scheme of shit, it means nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then it's no longer offensive anymore. Right? And then people will be like, well, if you don't get offended, then nothing will change. Blah, 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 blah. I get that. I can respect that. However, right now, in our world, and I guarantee you this, there's nothing that we have in our world nothing that we have in Western culture, that requires being offended by anything. And I want to reiterate that in Western culture, the only thing I can think of as a Canadian to be offended of is I could be offended that my government decides to sell weapons to a country who beheads its own people. I could do that. You know, I could be offended by that. I could get behind that. That's about it, though. I could be offended by The fact is, like, people out there who have more than enough money for anything, and there's people out here who don't have enough money for anything. I could find myself offended by that. I could do that. You know, I could find myself looking at what's going on in certain countries and seeing like fucking children starving and be offended by that. I eat relatively well. I don't have anything in excess, but I eat relatively well. So yeah, I can see myself being offended by shit like that. Fuck, I have nothing in excess. It's getting close to the end of the month, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm gonna pay my fucking rent. I'll just hang out here until my landlord just gets really grouchy. What else? But you know, it's like I don't know. Got it good. We got it good. God damn, we got it good. Anyone, you know, anyone who's talking about rights of specific people in North America, god damn, shut your entitled trap. Fuck, we got it good, man. You live in a first world country and you're complaining about rights? Oh my god. We got it good. So good. Look at me. I got the time on my hands to sit on my computer playing video games, recording that shit and put it on the fucking internet. Right? I have no place to ever complain about anything in my life and say I wish I needed more. God damn, do I have it good. So, there we go. There we go. That's my social justice warrior-ing. Stop being entitled asshats and be happy for how good life is. Oh, it's so good. Imagine, sit your title ass down and think about what life was like 100 years ago. Think about your grandparents and what they went through during World War II. Huh? Just think about it for just 1 second. Right? Or your great grandparents or whatever. Right? There was a generation that went through 2 world wars. 2 fucking world wars. And we're bitching. God damn it. We got it good. So good. Life is great. So good. No way in hell we can afford to be bitching about anything. That being said, I do like to bitch about YouTube because honestly, they did make, look at this traffic. See, soon, very soon here, I'm going to be changing my city up completely. And when that happens, all this shit's going to get demolished and we're going to move all the residential up here. Saving some cash while we're doing it, right? We're going to move all the residential up on the North Shore. And then all this is going to become the other stuff. Excuse me. So yeah, that was my little rant. A rant on how good we have it. Oh, we have it so good. Sorry, I keep on saying that, but it's true. It's true. There's nothing I can complain about. I do want to take this time also to mention that, there's a lot of people who've been watching my channel that have been giving me great comments, great feedback, and lots of words of support for my channel, that they like my stuff, they like what I do. I want to say thank you to you guys. I really appreciate it. It's just nice things. It's just a nice thing to say. So I want to say how much I appreciate those things people say. Appreciate those words. They mean a lot to me. I'm the kind of guy who does very well with encouraging words. I have a hard time with criticism. I'm not saying that criticism is a bad thing. I'm just saying that I struggle with criticism. It is my struggle. So when I hear good words, encouraging words, it drives me forward. So I appreciate the encouraging words. I really, really do. So yeah, thank you for that. There we go. Boom down. This is what we're waiting for, because with this we get metro station, and incineration plant secondly, which is kind of nice as well. I'm gonna actually dump a couple of these down. They're expensive though. Fuck, they're expensive. Let's see. Processing rate is 72,000 a week. So this does more processing. It costs way more too, but processing rate of 24,000 a week. No power output. I think I'm just gonna do this, but I'm not gonna put it there. I'm gonna put it somewhere else. Okay, let's figure this out, this bad boy out. Actually, I'm gonna end this recording here before we get too far into it. Otherwise, everything is going to get a little too crazy. So I'm going to end this recording here. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you really enjoy this episode in this series thus far. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you like all my videos, then please subscribe. And I love you guys' feedbacks and your comments. I love the words that you say, the encouraging words that you say. So please put those in the comment section below. But until next time, Keeves out.